Akash, whether my voice is audible? Akash? Someone can help me whether my voice is audible? Okay, thank you. So good evening everyone. So myself Daniel. I am working as a senior research scientist in IIT Delhi, and today we are going to learn about postdoctoral fellowship. So before go to the presentation, so I like to tell you that this postdoctoral fellowship, it's a specific fellowship only for researchers, those who completed their PhD program, those who completed their PhD program. So one way is that during your PhD program, you can get ready to go for postdoc, or after completion you can do it. And some case of postdoc, what you can do is, even you may be like more experienced, maybe having 10 to 15 years, you may be having because most of the current postdocs where the eligibility will be, the age limit will be very less, but still, if you have some good collaborators in abroad, you can go and work in their lab for 1 year or 2 years, and you can get the postdoctoral experience. Okay. So this it's a kind of a purely a research job, because currently most of the institute, if you see the faculty positions currently, you can find that postdoctoral fellowship or postdoc is preferable. Okay. So if you see earlier days, it's like PhD is fine, masters is fine, but currently in most of the interviews, most of the faculty positions, you can find that postdoc is preferable. Even till 2018, there were more postdoctoral fellowship options were there. Like if you see in the year 2018, the NPTF, National Postdoctoral Fellowship, where nearly 500 were selected, not from single discipline, from all the disciplines like life science, social science, engineering, from all categories, nearly 500 were selected. But as years goes on, due to this pandemic, all those things, the numbers were reduced. The numbers were reduced, but there are various opportunities were there as a postdoctoral researcher. So there should be some preparations for this postdoc. As if you are currently a PhD student, you can like it will be more easier for you as a PhD student. If you completed like less than 5 years, it is a little bit easier for you. But after 5 years, it will be a little bit difficult. But still, it is nothing that it's not possible. Something like that. Even I like in Tamil Nadu, I was talking to the head of the department in one of the reputed institute. So he was been working in IIT Bombay under one faculty for 1 year, and they provided the certificate that as a postdoctoral researcher, he has been working in this lab. Okay. So a lot of things are possible, but what are the possible things? How we can collaborate, how we can work with them, and how we can get the experience, the research experience inside India as well as in abroad. Okay. So I think I will come to the presentations. So these presentations, if you see during my PhD tenure, I have been prepared. So because of my own experience will be shared in the presentations. So the cover letter, you may be finding various postdoctoral positions in the internet. For example, I am from a civil engineering discipline person, so I may be finding a position in relevant to civil engineering, and my area of expertise is on structural engineering. So I may be finding some position that they want a person, those who completed PhD in structural engineering. Okay. And inside structural engineering, there are various categories, various research area were there. So whether my area is matching with that area, that is the first thing we need to check it. The next thing is about that professor's profile. So whether how the fundings were there, and on what funding I am going to work. So easily we can see in their website that the recent research grants, whatever they have received, so those details will be available, so that we can know that okay, on that funding only we are going to work, and that is the research work you are going to do. And most of the advertisements it will be mentioned that what topic you are going to work and what are all the desirable skills required. Like for example, some softwares you may be you need to learn it, you need to know it, or some numerical modeling, like kind of coding kind of thing is necessary, like MATLAB, some softwares you need to know that. So if you know all these things, you can apply it blankly. Don't think about all those things. You can blankly. Few researchers they think about the country where it is. Even I got selected in China, so even I am interested to go, but still the family members were not much interested to go to China. So depends upon that is also a parameter. Like sometimes you may be easily if you see that postdoc hours got in China. I will tell you the upcoming slides. But few countries, many researchers they won't choose it for postdoc. Few countries. Okay, so the faculty who is providing the funding or the funding positions is from which country, that also you need to consider. Then as they have provided some desirable skills, for example some softwares or some writing skills, some data they will be providing in that advertisements. Based upon that you should write a cover letter. Based upon that, for example, if there may be a sentence that need to do more experimental modeling. Okay, so in my cover letter it should be during my research tenure I have done so and so experimental modeling, scaled on model, all those information I need to. So if they are asking about some software like SPSS, SPSS, ANOVA, about some softwares, should be an added advantage or something like that. So I can mention in my cover letter that during my 3 years of research tenure, I have worked on the software during this statistical analysis and all those things. Okay, so this information should be there in the cover letter. Only the cover letter will be read by the person who is taking you as a postdoc. It's kind of a mentor who is the mentor going to select, not the administrative people or, for example, some interview panel members. They don't go through your cover letter. Only the person who is going to provide fund for you is going to check the cover letter. The next thing is CV. So CV should have as much as more research kind of activities. Like for example, obviously teaching also is fine. Teaching is good. Then during the research work, relevant to that, if you are working in some consultancy, that is fine. Then research, writing research articles, review articles, book publications, patents, copyrights. So these are all comes from when you are finding something new, innovating, doing research, and what is the output which is coming out from the research. All those things is necessary in the CV. So if you want to do postdoc during your, I know many PhD students were here, that during your PhD tenure, you should be prepared for that. You should be prepared for that. What you are going to do next? Obviously, you will be in the teaching questions. But currently, see, even how my colleagues were being informed me is that now it may be preferable. But after 10 years, if that postdoc has become as a mandatory because the research and everything is improving, so during that time I need to search where to go for postdoc or those things. Okay. So if we are prepared for that, even that is good. Like in 3-4 years or 5 years you will be working in some lab, and again you will be working in another institute, another lab, another colleagues. Good exposure will be there for 2-3 years or 2 years. Okay. So prepare your CV perfectly. Okay. Then try to have all the publications in a single file. You may be having like 3 or 4 ACI or some Scopus Index or RoboScience, all category articles. But while you are submitting your publication details, try to not have the paid journals. And there are some journals unindexed journal, knowingly or unknowingly given. Like 5 years or during the master's program, I have published one article that's a paid journal. Because those days we are not much aware of all those things. Okay, so such journals I will be not adding in any publication, if I'm sending to some institute for faculty positions or any research positions, I will not submitting such articles. Okay. So if you are also having such thing in your profile, please remove that paid journals as well as the unindexed journal. Like your unindexed journal, in a simple example I can provide you that you'll be submitting to some journals for a review, and your articles will be reviewed by some other discipline persons. So you may be from computer science. If your article is reviewed by me, and if I am accepting your article, so you can think like how the review process works. Okay. So such journals, please avoid it. Try to add only the indexed journals. Okay. So all those in a single file. Then teaching statement. Obviously, some professors will be giving you their teaching works during your tenure over as a postdoc. So teaching statement, like if you are already, because some researchers will have an opportunity to work as a TRA, like teaching assistant during their master's program or PhD program. So they can add that in a statement that for the past 3 years I was been handling these all the subjects and I'm teaching these students. That's kind of a statement you need to provide. And research statement. So on what research area you are working on, and what softwares you are known more about relevant to your research work. For example, if you are doing analytical investigation or numerical, or you are doing experimental or kind of statistical, clinical, what type of research work you are doing, based upon that, you need to put a complete statement. Then reference contact info. So you should have 3 references. Like one must be your supervisor. And other 2 must be your like it may be from your department, other faculties, or your other foreign or Indian collaborators. Okay. Then letter of support from home institutions. So that some postdocs will be asking this, and some it will be not much. And project proposal. See, there are 2 ways you will be working as a postdoc. One is already the professor will be having submitting a proposal, and we got some good fund. Okay, and for that fund you will be going and working for 2 years or 3 years. That is one part of postdocs. And another part is that you will be writing your own project proposal based on your continuation of your PhD work. Okay. Obviously, you will be finding more number of gaps has to be solved when you are going through, as you are coming to the end of your PhD program. You will be having more ideas. So based upon that, you are writing a project proposal, and then later you need to submit that proposal to the agency. It may be like ACRB or like Kothari fellowships. Various fellowships were there, like international fellowships were there, or you will be collaborating with some abroad faculty members and you will be submitting the proposal in their institute. Okay. So this project proposal is very, very important. So we will be seeing some details about this project proposal for postdoc in the upcoming presentations. Then travel documents for going for an international postdoc. So some of the documents like the passport it should be perfect, and the address which is available in the passport, and the names. Sometimes some corrections may be there. Before planning for this postdoc, do all those things. Then in Aadhaar card, there will be some corrections may be there. Some address may not be properly available. Your phone number may not be updated. These are all some regular documents. Please do these works before start planning for this postdoc, all those things. Okay. Then experience certificate. You will be working as a, for example, I worked in a DST project for 3 years. So when I complete my PhD program, that is also completed. Before that, it is completed. So I got that experience certificate, 3 years experience certificate from this institute. And so you may be working as a teaching assistant. You have to got that experience certificate, so that when you submit these supplementary documents to the institute where you are going for postdoc, they know that okay, you can teach to their students or you can guide some students. All those for that purpose. If you have an experience certificate, this will be good. Then copy of your 3 degree and 3 consolidated mark sheets, your bachelor's, master's, PhD degree, as well as your 3 consolidated mark sheets. About this postdoc is between the PhD and the faculty positions. Obviously, I know even some professors, I know them very well personally, so they informed me after going to postdoc, what you are going to do. So after going to postdoc, what you are going to do. Again, you are going to come for the faculty positions. What you need for that, just you can join. See, nowadays, even I don't want to mention the institute name. Recently, I was talking to one faculty member. I was telling that few professors, they have not published the journals and not no progress in their funding proposals, like patents, all those things, and they have been removed from the institutes. They have been removed from the institute. So in research, every institute expect your progress. I think most of the institute, not earlier days, you may be like not much necessary, but even now, like our government, we are taking various actions. Like if you see Institute Innovation Council, ACTE, UGC, all those, they are working well and good regarding this research, how we can make the research in all areas, all areas. Okay. So what I will suggest is the postdoctoral experience is not kind of an, I won't like from my own experience, it's not kind of a mandatory thing, but it's a research experience after your PhD program. When you work in other lab or other, see, why I'm sharing this is mainly, I went to one conference in Chennai during my PhD journal. It's a conference is organized in collaboration with the France university named University of Lorraine. University of Lorraine. So during that program, a faculty member, a professor from France, is giving his talk. So during that time, he mentioned one presentations. In that presentations, he is having an equipment. He's having an equipment. So what is the advantage of that equipment is that if I am adding some material, if I am adding some adding some material in that equipment, it will take some 2-3 minutes to pass that equipment from one side to the other side. It will take some 2-3 minutes. Okay. During that 2-3 minutes, it will be giving you nearly 15 to 20 material characterizations. For example, relevant to the material part, like scanning electron microscope, like some XRD, EDAX, some of the material properties, Raman spectroscopy, various material properties. Just in 3 minutes, you will be able to get all those results in a single equipment. Okay. When he is presented all those things, because I am from a civil engineering person, that's a material conference because my research work is more an interdisciplinary work. So I was participating in that program. So all were quite laughing and smiling, all those things. Then I asked one person near to me that why all are laughing. Then he said me that in our place, most of the students like they'll be working for 2-3 material characterizations throughout their PhD program, because one material characterization study they will be doing in some institute, another one will be in some other institute, again another one will be some other institute. Getting the results, it will be take so many time, preparation, synthesis, all those things. But there it took only, I think 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes, that's all. Okay. See how they are more advanced. How they are more advanced. See, when you are when you go and visit such labs and when you found such things, when you compare to India for other faculty positions, you can write a project proposal and you can get such equipment here. You can get such equipment here in your institute and you can work on that. Okay. So a simple thing is that in various countries, abroad university, in research, like various equipments, various research work, little bit advancements were there, and even I can find in various articles. But if we had an opportunity to go to their lab and work for 2 years or 1 year, collaborating with professors, various researchers, so that is kind of a good after your PhD work if you are doing that. Okay. Then it's a purely a research job, not a purely a teaching job or purely an other like guiding, supervising work or other things. It's a purely a research job, and you can start applying for postdoc when you submit your thesis or after your synopsis submissions. After synopsis submissions. try to do postdoc in another university. Don't do the postdoc in the same university. And for immigrations visa, there are few conditions for postdoc. Depends upon various country, those things. But then you need to check that. Then choose public, private university, or even some organizations they are providing. Even Microsoft they are providing postdocs. Okay, some industries they are providing postdocs even. Then we can try to connect with various professors in LinkedIn. You can find various professional people. They use LinkedIn for their collaborations. Their lot of this happens in LinkedIn. Okay. So try to communicate with professors in social, not only in LinkedIn, like ResearchGate, various social academic networks. Then for postdoc, the minimum qualifications of most of the institute, like minimum is 2 SCI index. Okay, sorry, SCI is not XCI. Currently, it is SCI expanded. SCI indexed journal. Okay, minimum 2, like 3 is there. It's fine. Some institute they are currently seeing the citations. Earlier days they won't see about the citations. Nowadays, what is the H index, what is the I-10 index, even on institute when I'm applying for postdoc, all the details, your Google Scholar link, then ArcID ID link, Researcher ID link, all those informations. Okay. Even ResearchGate link they have asked. Okay. Then age limit, if you see most of the postdoc, the age limit is 35 years, less than 35 years, or after your PhD completion, 3 to 5 years, less than 3 to 5 years. Okay. See, it's purely research experience, and most of the professors, what they expect from you is, they have some good facility. You need to do some work, and you need to write good article and go for some good publications. That's what they expect. Okay. During postdoc, you may guide in some undergraduate student or postgraduate student, PhD scholars. Okay, you will be teaching few subjects. You'll be working in purely on publication process, and you can write good proposal and you can help that professors. If you are having some good ideas, novel ideas were there. Then, if you are going for some conference abroad from other countries, okay, so you can get some financial support for that. And many universities they have university stay with the nominal rent which is provided. Then in India, these are some of the postdoctoral fellowship that might be a Dr. D.S. Kothari fellowship, Radhakrishnan PDF, and PDF for SCST and PDF for women. Okay. So recently they have the year 2020 they have revised the pay. So this is that screenshots. And some of the website for postdoc positions. You can see here higher end jobs. So this is basically an US portal. So most of the faculty positions, postdoc positions, even PhD fellowships, all those informations will be available in higher end jobs. Even then university positions. So this is mainly for European countries. If you are looking for postdoc, PhD scholarships, all those things, you can go to this university positions.eu. Then this is also an European website. It says then academic keys. Okay. Here also you can search for faculty positions, postdoc. Then scholarship DB. Just if you see postdoc, I'm searching nearly 22,000 postdoc positions were there. 22,000. Okay. Then academic positions. Here also you can find postdoc. Then engineer OPSI. Then the uni jobs. This is one website I like more. Obviously, I will be going through this and higher end jobs. Like even once in a week, surely I will be going through these sites. Okay. Then SCRB NPDF. So even this year it is over, but I heard that the numbers is a little bit reduced, but still the call for proposals were happening each and every year, and many researchers were submitting their proposals and they are getting the fund. See, you are submitting the proposal, and you are selecting an institute and you are selecting a host. Okay, how you will be selecting the host? Without many people, what they are doing is unknowingly they will be not knowing anybody and just they will drop a mail and ask some professors that I want to work with you. This is the proposal and all those things. Try to connect with some of your collaborators. That will be much better. Or if you are a PhD student currently, your supervisors will be having some connections in other institutes. Or this is only for India. I'm telling SCRP. It's for only in India. Like from top institute like some IITs or IIC. Okay, select faculties from there, and then you can submit the proposal to that professor. If he is interested that you can work in that topic and in that lab you can work along with him, then that's fine. Okay, so this is the national postdoc. Earlier it is more number. Right? Even I have searched one PDF file recently in the year 2018. There are nearly 400, 500 fellowships were there. And this is for social science research, Indian Council of Social Science. So they are providing postdocs. And National Board of Higher Mathematics, they are providing postdocs. Okay. Here also they mentioned the age should be below 35. And this is Dr. D.S. Kothari Fellowship. Even this year, I think the call for were a little bit getting delayed. So that is for science, medical, and engineering sciences. Indira Gandhi Institute of Development Research. So IGIDR. Then Fulbright Nehru Postdoctoral Fellowship. This also every year the process will be there. You can, if you are having any collaborators in US, you can prepare a good proposal. These are all the things, these proposal things, should not, you can do it, but what I will suggest is when you complete your PhD program, you will be a little bit expert in that area of research work. Okay. In that, identify some good gap and write a proposal and ask the professor, and you can work in their lab. Okay, because they are also not spending any money because this is kind of a fellowships. Okay. And there are various benefits were there. It's like J1 visa and monthly stipend. Lot of benefits. Okay. And there are some institute postdoc even in IITs, IIT Ropar, IIC Bangalore. It's like Raman, CV Raman postdoctoral fellowships. Various disciplines, maybe belongs to biological, chemical, physical, mathematics, like interdisciplinary research. All. Then IIT Bombay, they are having 3 postdocs. Then IIT Kanpur, even IIT Delhi, they are having it. IIT Madras. Then Institute of Science, Education and Research in Pune, they are providing postdocs. Then Indian Council of Agricultural Research. Sometimes these proposals may be like yearly or like every 2 years once. So such call calls will be there. But you have to be more, you have to be ready. Okay. After the proposal call for then writing, you'll be quite busy in some other academic work. Okay. The Indian Institute of Astrophysics, ISRO, they are providing postdocs. The Indian Institute of Geomagnetism, like most of the disciplines, they are providing postdocs. Harishchandra Research Institute, the Institute for Banking, then this is for physical research. Then Teacher, okay, Institute of Teacher Education. Then IIM Ranchi Management. Then Indian Bioscience. This is for law students. Dr. Ambedkar International Center. Then currently, many private universities also they have started putting these postdoc positions. Even Wright University. Then a couple of months ago, I think Satyabama, many private universities they have been looking. Even VIT, Vellore and Chennai campus recently they have advertised these postdoc positions. Okay. Then LinkedIn, this post and doc should be typed together if you are searching for postdoc positions. Okay. So most of the professors they will be writing this together. So for searching purpose, if you are some discipline for management, you can type like postdoc management or postdoc English, postdoc literatures. Okay. So such a way you need to search it in social networks. You can see here postdoc questions available in my lab, MIT for developing biomedical device. And this is the part of this is one cover letter I have written quite earlier. So I like to express my interest on these positions, DTU in Denmark, and I submitted my thesis. This after submission of my thesis, I have tried this. Okay. But one thing as a postdoc, if you are trying for postdoc, always keep your mind that if they respond, if they are responding, or if they are not accepting, you should not worry about anything. Okay. So many what they are thinking is that if they are sending some mail, they should get some response. If they are applying for something, they must obviously everyone will be thinking that they should get that opportunity. But so if you see, I have it's not kind of a tortured some professors. Like I have tried in various ways. I have communicated, connected, applied for various positions in their website. If I'm getting or not, that is not the thing. I may not. I don't know whether I may be going there or not. I may be going to meet them or not. Okay. So if some position is there, submit. Okay. Try to submit it. You can see here I have written about this thesis and everything I have submitted and what is the research work I have done, all those things. Then so I worked on a DST project that is around 2.57 crores content project from DST. So I worked as a JRF, SRF, all those stories. So what are the softwares I have used, what type of thing I have done. So I have made that. Then CV. Okay, so this is the earlier one. Currently this updated. I will show you later. So the CV should have the education, research and work experience, your research interest, then your research skill or computer programming skills, then your publications starting from patent, book chapters, journals, all those informations. Then conference articles, then conference or symposium which you have participated. Then professional development like MOOC courses like Coursera, NPTEL, EDX. Okay. Then membership of professional bodies like relevant to various disciplines, we will be having professional bodies. For example, if you belongs to chemistry, that Royal Society of Chemistry. If you belong to civil engineering, like American Society of Civil Engineering, Institute of Engineers, like various professional organizations. Okay. Then honors and awards. If you have like various awards. Then workshops and training with whatever you have attended. Then funding, consultancy, and teaching experience, and some organizing experience you may be having. Then you will be a reviewer or a editorial board member of some journals. Then overall you are reference people. Then personal details. Then address of present and permanent. Okay. And you can see here all there are. You may be finding more number of publications, but key publications were made in a separate file. Okay. The research statement that in the past 3 years I worked as a junior senior research fellow for this project and for all the investigators. And these 3 years whatever I have done, so that I will be doing in that institute. And this is the teaching statement that, so I will be doing my 3 programs like my bachelor's, master's and PhD from the same institute. So I will be knowing all the students for like first for 10 years. Those students, most of them I will be knowing them. So it was very much easy for me to handle classes, all those things. So such stories I have been added in that teaching statement. Okay. Then reference. Like international professors or supervisors, you can add it. In the research proposal, it should have the title, objective, general, current literature, research problem, research methodology, work plan, expected outcome, publications, all those things. Travel documents like passport, Aadhaar, and PAN is must. And the certificate is like your degree certificate, consolidate mark sheets. See, before you go for some applying in any university, keep this all ready in a PDF file in a scan format. This is like in China, they have been accepted around like 1.75 lakhs per month, the salary is, but unfortunately, not able to go over there. So I'd like to share you some information that, yeah, see here recently in IIT Guwahati, there have been like invitations for a postdoc. IIT Guwahati. So these are some of the guidelines they have provided. PhD degree is must. So if you are submitting your thesis and if you are joining it, After 6 months, you need to provide your degree certificates. And the maximum age limit is 35 years. It can be relaxed by 5 years for women. So women, if they are till I think 40 years, they may accept that. And both Indians and foreign nationals. So they have a committee and they will be doing the selection procedures. So here you can find the department level committee will be evaluating the candidate for 50 marks. Okay. So those who are scoring more than minimum like 25 marks, they will be called for an interview with you. So during the tenure, what all the things will happen, and every year there will be PAT meeting, like performance assessment committee. So even not for the NPDF, even for any funding agencies, if you are having a fund, you will be having this PAT meeting like each and every year. So such meetings should be there. The benefits like fellowship amounts, they are providing it, and for your research purpose, they are providing some money. Then you can have some good leaves, like special casual leave, various leaves where then many institutes they are providing accommodation, some institute they may not, the medical benefits. So all these things. Some private universities were also SSN, you can see here senior research fellow, postdocs. Various institutes they started advertising that they are also providing postdoc positions. And this is the ACRB in PDF website. I think a scientist name will be here at last. Yeah, scientist Praveen Kumar is taking care of this. Yeah, scientist left. Then recently for scientist F, there is an positions in the ST1. Okay, you can see the documents that is provided here: biodata, age proof certificate, qualification certificate, then age relaxations. So for that, then undertaking certificate, endorsement certificate, then your short CV of your mentor. Okay. So this is the website name Scholarship DB for postdoc. Nearly 15,000 positions were there here currently. So relevant to your discipline, or you may be, because some researchers they are only interested in US, some were fully interested in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, right? So it depends, like which country you are want to prefer doing some research work. Or UK, even UK, I was talking to a professor. He said there is a fellowship yearly, some 100 or 200 they will be providing. That if I am having a proposal, from there and they will be submitting, and if the fund they have got, and they will be taking you as a postdoc. Okay, it depends upon the professors, the institute. Okay. Then you can see in the bottom that various programs for postdoc, fellowships, postgraduate, PhD, undergraduate. So various disciplines like biology, medical science, computer, chemistry. Okay, for example, more physics. Just to type engineering. Here you can see some of the program like DTU Denmark and Los Alamos National Security Program, various postdoctoral program regarding computation. You can do some browsing later after the sessions. See that the uni jobs. I like this website. Like most of the positions, not only postdoc positions, like faculty positions, all the positions will be there. For example, here you can think here. The lecturer positions, faculty positions in, okay, here we will find job type, not job type, this engineering technology, because if you type civil, like civil law, civil rights, so it will go for that also sometimes. Okay. Research fellow positions, postdoc research in, this is like Council, Zizan University, the University College of Dublin. Okay. Then higher end jobs, then you need to click this faculty option. Click your discipline subjects. Find your tenure track positions, instructor, any faculty positions. You can see your postdocs, University of Notre Dame, postdoc in water resources. So most of the faculty positions also will be there. Even I know one person, he applied for postdoc in an institute in Hungary, but finally they said 1 year you will be a postdoc, and after the 1 year you should work as a faculty. Then he said, okay, fine. Then he just 1 year you do the purely and research works, and then he appointed as a professor. So try to go to this website. So 1 second. See, postdoctoral research fellow is the first one. If you are completing your postdoctoral fellow, then it will be like postdoctoral research associate. Research fellow will be changed to research associate. Okay, normally in projects will be like junior research fellow, senior research fellow. After senior research fellow, it will be research associate. Similar way, postdoctoral fellow is the first. You can see here in Canada, here it is mentioned, postdoctoral fellow. But after that, it will be postdoctoral research associate. You can find here the documents they are asking is that cover letter, curriculum vitae with list of publications and reprints of 3 particular journals. So one more information, this is the folder which I prepared during when I submit for the postdoc in China. That final files, awards, all the bachelor, master's degree program, experience details, and online applications. In applications, I think it will be. This one file is in Chinese. So it will be a little bit difficult for me during working on that. But passport for the 2 recommendations. Recommendations like, for example, this is my supervisor. She mentions that a reference on behalf that this I worked under her for 7 years on this project. So because in international thing, even I may be like just 2.57 crores should be written in dollars, so that easily they can understand that amount. The publication. So then one more professor. This is again another one. So see, these are all the things when you are you'll be completing your program, right? Like when you are during your thesis writing or after your synopsis. During that time, parallelly you need to work for this. Then passport, experience certificates here. You can see here. like experience certificate. It should be in a single file. It should be in a single file. So, like recently I was working in an institute in Chennai for 7 months. So then this is the JRF SRF for 3 years. Then I worked as a teaching assistant during my master's program. So that is again for 1 year. These, see, sometimes they may take, may not take, but from our end, whatever, because many researchers, they have experience, all those things, but they don't make these things as a document. They don't make these things as a document. Then mark sheet. Okay, all your mark sheets should be, for example, if it's a PhD one, starting from like provisional certificate, then consolidated certificates. Obviously, many researchers will be getting their highest CGPA during their PhD program. Then their degree. So if you are having this during these things, if you are preparing it, so it will be easier for you when you are applying for any positions. Okay. So be prepared all those things. Okay. Have in a separate folder, make whatever the documents which we need, like experience certificate and your degree, consolidated mark sheets, your passport. Okay. Cover letter, obviously, you cannot look for everything. Even recently, this is so DT even positions I have been making this cover letter. Some modification I will be doing it and I will be submitting it. Like the IIT Delhi and the wind energy department. So in IIT Delhi, I'm working for an offshore wind turbine project. It's a different topic only than my PhD work, but still the work is more over an experimental work. So my PhD program is mainly an experimental work. So they wanted to do experimental. So it doesn't mean that you need to be experienced in all those things. Like some software must be needed, or something you need to be good in mathematical. You should be good in experimental. It's not like that. As per your experience, if you are looking for some positions, you will be getting that positions easily. Okay. So like everyone will not be knowing everything. Okay. Yeah. Then recently one more thing were happening in many institutes that see this is like a postdoc. This is kind of an engineering college. They are providing postdoc. Okay, I think I have searched this topic. See, yeah, even like private engineering colleges, they are having some funding. They are providing postdocs. Another one thing is some professors what they are doing. So earlier days for JRF and SRF or like junior research fellow from many funding agencies. The eligibility will be like you should complete your masters and you will be currently like you should have a GATE score and lot of things were there. Some professors, what they are doing is that, for example, if you are having a JRF fund of some lakhs, so if some faculty may be expert in that area, so I will be taking them and they will be working under me. So as per the DST norms, they will be working as a JRF. But as per they are working in my lab, they will be considered as a postdoc after their completion of their PhD. Okay. So such a way, these positions, JRF, SRF positions also, many are not many, like some institute they are changing as a postdocs. But that is not a correct thing because that is for the people, those who are many are doing their during their PhD program, they will be working as a JRF and SRF, and that stipend will be helpful for them to do their research works. Okay. Try to submit a proposal and get the fund and try to work on that. Or after your PhD program, try to work in some lab. Okay. You can see here, this is the faculty positions in SRM University, Chennai. So somewhere it will be mentioned that, yeah, here desirable is postdoctoral fellowship in established research institutions, laboratory and exposure to industry, laboratory or then field work in relevant disciplines is desirable, but not mandatory. It's not mandatory, but desirable. Okay. Then yeah, this is my like. I don't want to tell you that you should be preparing your CV only in the same way. It's not like that. Like you can have some kind of example. You can put your education, research experience, research and work experience, then research interest, then computer and program skills, then patent, book chapter, journal articles, then conference articles, then conference and symposium. So MOOC platform like NPTEL, SWAYAM, then faculty development program, then memberships in professional bodies, then harness and awards, workshop training, then resource person in various programs. Like even from tomorrow, I'll be like 2 weeks. I'll be taking sessions for MSME, Ministry of Small Medium Enterprise. So that experience. The various institute, even yesterday, SNIT from Kerala one institute regarding research and things. So these things, all those certificates, I'll be adding right here. Then reviewer for some of the art journals, and reference, personal details, all those information. Here you can find some data that are not there, like programs which I have organized and consultancy. I have set like tools I'm having, but I have not added included here. So relevant to the research as much as is possible, you can try to add all those things here. Yeah, I think this is the online application for. See, just June 28th is my PhD program is completed, and August 1st I have got my degree in my hand. August 9th I have joined in IIT Delhi in a project. Okay. So now I am not working as a postdoctoral fellowship, but this is a postdoctoral experience, postdoctoral research experience. After my PhD, I am working in a project that is a research experience, but I am not working in a postdoctoral fellowship. Okay. Even recently, many professors, I have found even some faculty members from other institutes. They, after their PhD program, they work in IITs or NITs or abroad universities for 1 year, 2 years in some projects. Okay. In their profile, you can find postdoctoral research experience, but that is not a postdoctoral fellowship. Fellowship is that you are submitting a proposal and you are getting the money and you are working, or they are providing the money and you are working. Even here, I am not spending the money, but the institute is spending the money. For the project, I am getting the money. But as I completed my PhD and immediately joined here as in a research position, it's a research job. It's kind of a research experience I'm having here. Okay, in IIT. So, like around I think nearly 1.5 years the project tenure is there. Okay. So I think one more thing I like to share here is that yeah. So this is the project proposal of IIT Guwahati Institute Postdoctoral Fellowship. This is how your title of the proposal should be maximum of 50 words. Then broad area, research area of the proposal. Then some 5 keywords. Executive summary. Then importance of the proposed project. Like why you want to select that research work. Okay. Then science and technology components, some innovativeness maybe there. What is the novelty of that research work? Expected deliverables, like you may be making kind of a new technology, new product, or in terms of it may be coming out of some publications, patents. Then, in case if if you are making some new product, so what is the brief business plan later you'll be doing it? Then what is the other outcomes of the project? Here it is the outcomes like new product. What is the possible technology we are going to transfer it for commercializations? Then patents, publications. Then technical details of the project, objectives, work plan, organization of work elements, whether the project will help in maintaining the environment or ecological balances, the impact of the project, like societal or economic, scientific or technological, then conclusions. In some institute they provide these types of template for the project proposal. Some institute they may not. Even you can say here the DST, DST guidelines for. So sorry, this is for a project proposal, not for postdocs. Project summary, definition of the problem. Okay. Review status. Like here currently I'm writing one project proposal. So there it is like the current literatures. So recently whatever the research work happened, and what is the issue in that, and how we are going to solve it in future. So that project proposal works were going on parallelly. So I think relevant to this postdoc, if you have any query, you can unmute your mic and you can ask it, or you can ask your query in the chat box. Yeah. So it's mentioned that voice is not clear. Whether it is audible, you are able to understand whatever you're trying to convey. Okay. I have completed my research fellow, and I like to do one more research fellow. Age over 40. Shall I get any opportunity in computer science? Research fellow, what like you want to do your PhD program again, or again you want to do one more postdoc? Prasanna Lakshmi ma'am, can you? See, even a couple of months ago, I'm thinking that I have thought that, see, because my parents were like, they are not much educated, or they are like 8th class, and like they are like 6th class, or like, okay. So when I'm doing a PhD program, I was being more active in this social network like LinkedIn. So I will be finding so many fellowship positions. Even once I went to IIT Roorkee for a symposium in earthquake engineering. So I met a professor from Canada, Professor Srikanta Das. So he was being, I was asking for postdoctoral positions. So he was telling that if you want to come for PhD, I can take you as your research work is more on experimental work and all those things. We are having the discussions. Okay. See, these things I was not knowing during my master's program. When I start doing my PhD and I'm in middle of the PhD program, I am knowing all those informations. I'm knowing all these informations. But it is done. So see, Doctor of Science, I think Doctor of Philosophy, all it's a research program. Okay, as a PhD program. Okay, but postdoctoral fellowship is a research experience, a fellowship kind of an how to say, like kind of a scholarship that somebody is providing money for you to do the research work in their lab. Okay. One thing, the institute may provide you the money, or there are some funding agencies like DST, DBT, they are providing some money to you to work in under some professors in his lab. So I have not shared anything in my screen. So how to approach any videos? See, You can, so simple thing, what you can do it, the first thing is, just you can use some LinkedIn, create a LinkedIn profile. So what I will be doing, during my PhD program, I may be in the second year or third year, I think, second year, I think. So during that time itself, the earlier postdoc questions were shared relevant to my research work, right? So I'll be connecting with those professors. I'll be connecting with those professors. For example, relevant to my research area. 2 years before, maybe a funding proposal, some professors may be having some fund and there'll be a call for postdocs. I'll be connecting with him. After 2 years, I can apply for that positions. It doesn't mean that if I apply immediately I will be getting. It's not like that. There will be so many like few competitions will be there. At the same time, that is my area of research work. My area, if you see, the postdoc how I am got from China is, I was a reviewer for one of the journal. So I am reviewing the article. So I was like, if you're a reviewer, that all your reviews details will be added in the PubLaunch. So after some days, I'm receiving a mail that this article is published. The article which you have reviewed is published. So then I searched in the internet about that article. In the acknowledgement section, in the acknowledgement part, the professor is mentioned because 2-3 reviews it went, because I was asking technical queries, all those things. Technical queries, it's like morely I will be asking kind of suggestions, not to harm them, add these informations, add these things. But every time like minor revisions. How to improve their articles is a work of the reviewers, not to making them, because I know anyway behind that work some research scholars will be there, some researchers will be there. So to improve that article, as per my knowledge, I'm asking some queries, that's all. So he mentioned that in the acknowledgement section that the authors were very much thankful to the reviewers. See, normally in acknowledgement sections, they'll be thanking the funding agency or their own institute lab or lab officials or some professors. But here they have thanked the reviewers. Then I drop a mail to them. I am the one of the reviewer after the publication. Before the publication, you should not contact them. So after the publication, I have just drop a mail to them that thanks for acknowledging us, acknowledging me, and I am also one of the reviewer for that article. So then we have started the conversations through mail, and he asked me about me, and I said, not Pratima Bharti, I don't know Hindi. Can you please translate it and you can type it in the chat box? It will be helpful to know it. See, then he was asking about me. Then I said I am submitted my thesis and these things were going on, all those things. Then finally, he said during December, I think, just 2-3 days, he said there is a call for in my institute. You can apply all those things. Then one PhD scholar was been helping me for the process. So I'm preparing all those things, and after around 1 month or 1.5 months, received a mail that it is accepted and all those things. It is accepted. So this September 9th, this October, right? The last one I need to be there, and even I received some details from the professors that it can come a little bit late, all those things. But depends, so finally I have not accepted that offer, but it's a good position. It's like relevant to my PhD work only. I'll be doing my research work over there, and they have a good lab facilities, and but due to this pandemic and other situations, difficult to take some decisions to go abroad. I did my PhD in English language teaching, but no Indian PDF is in India, and many PDF is abroad. So they asked to do PDF there in their university. Obviously, you have to do postdoc in their university. You have to go there and you have to work there. Can a faculty with the experience of, yeah, that's a good question. Faculty with the experience of 20 years will get a funding possibility for postdoctoral fellowship. See, even now I am writing a funding proposal. Okay, an example I will give you. Funding proposal. So what we will be doing that for an institute postdoc, I can apply that proposal. Then some agency like DST, some agency I can apply. That is one option. Then, not including my name, the professors, they can submit this proposal. And finally, if it is accepted, I will be working as a postdoc in that program. This is one option. Okay. As you mentioned, is relevant to this. What I will suggest is, even recently I was talking to one professor from, I think you are also from civil, I think, structural engineering discipline. A professor from NIT Pondicherry. So he has been connecting with me recently, talking about this postdoc and other things. So he's trying for Japan, JS, PDS. So they don't bother about the years. They mainly bother about the proposals, how your work. Okay. So in that case, you need a good proposal, that's all. But that proposal should be accepted by a faculty from Japan. I know there are many faculties where there, Indian faculties where there in Japan. I think JSPDS, Japan postdoctoral fellowship program. That is an international postdoc, not only for Indians, for all the countries. International postdoc positions were there in Japan. So he's trying for that. He's a faculty in India, but parallelly he's collaborating with the professors from Japan. So they are having separate proposals for these postdocs. See, this will happen easily when you have some good collaborators in abroad. But some institute, they may not allow you to take some leave for 1 year or 2 years for postdoctoral program. That also should be, yes, you have to consider that. Some institute, they used to allow, mostly the private universities, they are allowing the faculties if they got some postdoc positions, they will be under leave. But one condition is that after they complete their postdoc positions, they have to come and work in the same institute.